Yo, what's up, jazz guitar friends? Larry Tamanini here with Jazz Guitar Under 5 Minutes, as always, with my partner in crime, Hershey, also known as Bert Barkarek. I'm here today to talk about a great question I saw in an online jazz guitar forum from one of my Facebook friends, John DeSalvo. Said, how do you know when you really know a tune? You know, this is a really deep question. And there were a lot of great answers, and a lot of it had to do with like harmonic analysis and like all that. And you know, there's a lot of right ways. It all depends on how well you want to know the tune, right? You just heard me play through maybe the greatest standard of all time, Autumn Leaves. And you know, I tried to take it somewhere. I tried to have fun with it. I think you really know a tune when you can play it a bunch of different ways. Can you play it in a few different keys? Do you know the melody in a few different keys? And as a guitar player, you know, do you know it in a few different positions? String players, you know, we kind of have it tough. There's a lot of different ways to play the same thing. Everybody has their own preferences too. So I have a couple of tips on how I like to learn songs and approach learning songs, and when I really think I have something in the banks versus being able to skate through it. But here's like the ultimate tip in like whether or not you really know a song well enough. Okay. Knowing a song really well is like almost knowing like a movie or a TV show really well. You've seen a lot of times. And no matter what part that you come in on, you know where you are and you can pick up the dialogue immediately, okay? Let's just say you wanted to start on the bridge of, you know, Autumn Leaves in the key of G minor. And I know, you know, I know that melody, right? It's gonna start on the root. Right? This is the part of the song, right? That it really starts to get minor too, right? In Autumn Leaves. It's that part of the song where you gotta bust out the rake and she's not coming back and the song really is gonna get sad. But like, let's just say I wanted to play that in like another key, right? Let's just say a lot of people play that in E minor, right? 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 Okay, so how do I know that? How do I know to just be able to come in on the bridge and state the melody? Even though I made a little bit of a mistake on there. And that's another thing, like, you know, there's no such thing as a perfect performance. You can know a song really well and make a little bit of a mistake. When you're dealing with an improvised art form, you're going to have to live with a couple imperfections. So I knew that just from, I understand how the form works on that song, and I was able to just kind of start from the middle. Can you come up with an intro to a song too, or an ending? Autumn Leaves is another great song. I sort of started it, right? I kind of played the melody like I was going to do it in D minor for a second, and then I kind of went through a couple keys, right? You thought it was going to happen here, but a little jazz fake out. I did a couple other ones until I got to this chord, right? And then I wanted to sort of walk myself down, right? Minor third all the way. That was going to be a big theme, right? And then I kind of played it, right, in this key. And then I ended up resolving from, there's that minor third, and then I took it all the way up to E. And there's kind of how I started playing this, All right, so here's the next thing. If you really know a song, you really understand, again, where the roots are. I know a song like Autumn Leaves really well because I know that I'm playing off the thirds. All those big butter notes and those big daddy tones are going to be the thirds of chords. No matter what key I'm in, I feel very confident that I'm going to be able to figure that out. And I love analogies, and you can sort of understand the shapes of it, and that's a big step when you kind of just zone in on the shapes. You understand whatever kind of you feel like the third's going to be there, and then it's going to be there, and then it's going to be there, and then it's going to be there, right? And you do that for a couple of other tunes. It's going to be for C minor there, for B flat it's going to be there, going to that minor 2-5 there, down to the third. So that's a third. And the analogy that I would use for that is if you have to give somebody directions, right? Somebody says, how do I get to such and such a point? And you say, well, you go to the next road and you'll see a McDonald's and you make a left, and then you see a big oak tree and you make a right. Okay, what is this, a treasure map? Are we pirates? How many paces? What you could say is, what you do is you take 95 north, get off at Girard, take that all the way up, make a left onto Poplar, take it down to third. Boom, right? Just like you would say on a tune like Autumn Leaves. Okay, this is a song that's built on 2-5-1 and a major, 2-5-1 and a minor. Pretty much all the melody ends on thirds of wherever you're at. That's a really great indicator that you know a song pretty well. Not only do you know the melody, but you know the scale degrees that coincide with what's happening on all the big notes. Okay, so that's something that's really a good indicator whether or not you know a song, and whether you can play it in a few different keys. So let's recap real quick. I took a tune like Autumn Leaves. You can do this in a blues, right? It's really good to use this over a blues, especially even if you're just thinking of a thirds, right? Right. Again, I was really aiming for the thirds. That's really something I wanted to do. If you want to shoot for maybe color tone, you kind of have that Freddie the Freeloader thing where it's the 13th down to the 5th, however you want to call it, 6th down to the 5th, right? So once you can really start to explain that in a clear manner, you're probably well on your way to really knowing the song. So all right, jazz guitar friends, thank you for hanging out. Thank you, John DeSalvo, for the great question. Definitely going to be posting this video back in the forum. Love to hear any kind of responses. Thanks again. If you made it this far, thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Bebop, keep swinging.